I'm Tulsa World meteorologist Kirsten Lang. Thanks for joining me. Let's take a look at what we can expect winter weather-wise for today, for tonight, and then heading into Wednesday, Thursday as well. It's been a pretty quiet morning. It was quiet overnight as well. Mostly cloudy skies. Really no reports of any freezing drizzle, which is what we had Sunday going into Monday, and which is what kind of set us up for a disaster, really travel-wise for some, I would say, a Monday morning, because we had a lot of slick spots. Then, of course, we had the sleet that started earlier yesterday, and that sleet came down, of course, around that 9 a.m. hour. Now it's been pretty quiet up until this point, and here we are at about 10:20 a.m., and we're starting to see that line there of kind of a mix of snow and sleet that's going to move through parts of the area. So it's just on the edge here of Tulsa. We'll see it here shortly. If you're down near Muskogee, even over towards Haskell, you may even be hearing a few rumbles of thunder as we're getting a little bit more of that thunder, sleet, thunder, snow in some spots this morning. Back here in the Tulsa metro and in and around Tulsa County, again off towards the west, and we're already looking at some of that snow and that sleet that's starting to move in just a bit. In Tulsa, again, Midtown right on the edge of that, downtown right on the edge too. But what you'll notice overall, I think from this radar image versus what we had yesterday at this time, is that it's much more scattered and it's moving fairly quickly. So again, putting it in a loop so you can see how quick it actually is coming through. I don't think this is going to be impacting us for too long, probably through that lunch hour, maybe 1 o'clock or so. And with that, it should then start to push out towards the west and then down towards the southeast. Now, with that said, we still have advisories across the area because we could potentially be looking at a quarter of an inch of ice accumulation from that sleet in some spots, and Tulsa County is under that advisory, and that's until 6 o'clock tonight. Now, on our future cast, this particular model, I think, picking up on what we may be seeing the best. I've looked at a couple of them, and this one is most in line with what I think we may be looking at for the next hour, to 2 or 3 hours from now. So here it is, 10 a.m., and it's already showing that start to move through Tulsa and along I-44. By 11, we still have that pushing through the area. It starts to impact then far eastern portions of Oklahoma and then into northwest Arkansas at that point. By noon, we're still holding on to a little bit, and then again, kind of scattered through that 1 o'clock hour. But by 2, most of this should be out of here, aside from that far northeastern corner of the state, and then northwest Arkansas, and then again the eastern fringe of Oklahoma as you get towards that state line with Arkansas and Missouri. And then you're left with cloudy skies for the rest of the day this evening and for the start of Wednesday. Wednesday night into Thursday is when we'll look for our third round. So we've been talking about these different pushes of moisture that's coming through. We have the cold air at the surface, so it's all just a difference of what kind of wintry precip we're going to be seeing from it. But this will be our third push. So right now is a second push of, or second wave, if you want to call it a wave, second wave of moisture that's going to move through. Then Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that's going to be our third. So winter weather advisory in effect until 6 o'clock tonight, and that includes Tulsa County, Muskogee, Benton, Washington counties. Farther south of the I-40 corridor, that's where we are looking at winter storm warning, and that's until 6 o'clock because we will be looking for ice accumulations to be higher towards the south. And that's kind of the general trend for the rest of this winter weather experience, because we're going to be seeing that ice coming up from North Texas, impacting the Texas-Oklahoma state line, and then southeast Oklahoma. Those are the areas that are really going to be seeing the highest impact from this, I'd say, from here on out. All right, so your 7-day planner, we have highs today that are just very much like yesterday, staying in the 20s, not expected to get above freezing. Tonight, we're down into the teens. Tomorrow, there's that wintry mix expected Wednesday night into Thursday, and with that, we may be seeing a little bit more of some freezing rain in spots. Now, Tulsa is right on the edge of it, so the hope is for at least those that live in Tulsa County, it won't be too impactful. But as I was mentioning before, southeast Oklahoma really going to be feeling kind of the major hit from that. North Texas, of course, as well, but it'll be southeast Oklahoma that really sees the most potential ice accumulation. When I say that, it'll be close to anywhere from half an inch to, or rather quarter of an inch to a half of an inch of ice accumulation from that on Wednesday night into Thursday. Tulsa, I would say more of glaze to maybe a tenth of an inch, which still impacts travel then for Thursday morning, but isn't as impactful as, of course, half of an inch of ice accumulation. Now on Thursday, it'll be cloudy for the first half of the day and then partly cloudy by the afternoon. And the temperatures actually get up to almost 50 on Thursday and, mid to upper 40s then on Friday too. And then you're up in the 50s and 60s this weekend. So it's, it's on the end is in sight with all of this, but we have 2 more rounds of this coming through. Again, one right now, we're looking at that starting to push in, and then the next is going to be on Wednesday night into Thursday morning before it's finally all said and done. And then we get to thaw out just a little bit and see some relief. And then the 50s and 60s, like I said, looking great. After having so many temperatures above average, we kind of wanted a cold push, but now that we've been kind of the thick of it, it's going to feel better to see those temperatures back down just a bit. All right, we'll have more updates on this throughout the day, and going into the afternoon, we'll have another update so you can see what to expect as we make our way into Wednesday and Thursday.